Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry, there's things telling me note taking is available. I got it. I don't need to take any notes. Welcome everyone. My name is Shawn Allen McLaughlin. I'm gonna put that up right here. My name is not 99, but it's a good name. I'm sure someone's named their child that. There we go. Now you know who I am. We'll be starting in just a little bit with the webinar, but before I get started, I like to allow a little bit of time for people to find their way here. Not everyone gets in right at 6 o'clock. So if you would like to tell me your name and where you're zooming in from, it's nice to know where can see people or hear from people, read what they have written to me because I cannot see or hear you. It's just you seeing and hearing me, but you can talk to me through the Q&A. Okay? So I'm Shawn. I am zooming in today from Brooklyn, New York. Uh, Let me see. Let's see what we got. Oh, nice. So we've got Eric. All right, from the Chicago suburbs. See, I'm having trouble talking today. I did a new workout this morning at the gym and it was difficult. We've got Weldon, oh, near Dallas, Texas. Wonderful. I went and visited people in Plano and Denton once, and also Dallas and Fort Worth, but I stayed in Plano and visited friends in Denton. We've got Jim in North Carolina. Welcome. We've got Michelle from Knoxville. All right. Knoxville, Tennessee. Ashley from Owingsville, Kentucky. Wonderful. I'm not sure quite where that is in Kentucky. I've just been to Louisville. We've got Lloyd. Welcome, Lloyd. We've got Dwayne from Dallas. I like that. The alliteration. Um, We've got Fox from Chicago telling me about theater background, some TV and commercial. Wonderful. Welcome. We've got Khalil from Culver City. Welcome. We've got Bev from Gainesville, Georgia. All right, Georgia. There's so much going on in Georgia. That's where everything is filming now. We've got Stephanie from Kansas City, Missouri. All right, welcome, Stephanie. And we've got Tiffany from Rome, Georgia. Wonderful. Welcome. Leslie from Cameron Park, California. All right, it's only 3 o'clock there, 6 o'clock here. We've got Chris from Florida. Welcome, Chris. We've got Cheryl, and it's coming from St. George, Utah area. Wonderful. Welcome. No, 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 no. And Weldon has never been to New York, but plans on visiting one day. It is a wonderful place. It is a strange place. I've lived here for 26 years and I grew up in a small town in Vermont, and New York is strange and I love it. It's wonderful, but it is weird. We've got Butch from Hammond, Louisiana. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love Louisiana. We've got Carlene from Minnesota. All right, welcome. Is it still snowing? Because I know it is in Vermont. It snowed in Vermont today. I was not happy about that. I'm not there, but my family's there. We've got MRT from Lauderdale, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. All right. I love Fort Lauderdale. I've visited there many times. Rob from South Florida, another South Floridian. We've got Randall from Grifton, North Carolina. I don't know where that is, but I love North Carolina. I've been there many times. Amy from Kansas City at the moment. Oh, and you travel full time. That's very cool. I want to do a cross country trip one day. That would be really fun. I've traveled up, I've traveled down, traveled across to where did I go? We went to Yellowstone. Duh. But I want to hit more than just the north. I want to do it all. We've got Laquan from Albuquerque. All right, we got a New Mexican here. Wonderful. Samuel from outside Atlanta. So I know there's a lot of suburbs in Atlanta. We've got Ryan coming in from Bonita, California. Welcome, Ryan. We've got Janelle from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Wonderful. Representing. Okay. Chris from Gainesville, Florida. All right. We got Sylvia from Boston. All right, New England represented. Monica from Northern Ontario, Canada. Welcome. First Canadian saying hello today. We get a lot of Canadians. I grew up on the border of Quebec, about an hour from Montreal. We've got Nasir from Conyers, Georgia. Welcome. We've got Mark from, oh, here it is, number two, Yukon, Canada. And you're also, it's a little bit earlier for you in the day compared to us. And I don't know, I guess, I don't know the time zones for Canada, but I assume that they're similar. I know there are some places in the US that don't change their time from um, uh, daylight savings to, the other time, and it must be very confusing. We've got Shirin from Southern California. Welcome. I love this. We got so many people here today. This is great. Lisa from Alberta, Canada. Canada. Wonderful. Welcome. Uh, wait, wait. Visit and drink and let's meet for coffee. So Fox said NYC recommend White Horse White House to visit. I don't know if that's here. And drink and Liz Mealy for comedy. Perfect. Michael from North Carolina, welcome. Michael, we've got Monica. Oh, you went to grad school at UVM, Burlington, and those, that is fun. That's very nice. Nice to hear, Monica. We've got Diana from Arkansas. Welcome. I really want to go visit the museum there that the Waltons did. It looks beautiful. All the American art there. Carter from Tulsa, Oklahoma. You just moved back. Welcome here. And it's not snowing. That's very good to hear. That's from Minnesota. It's very good to hear. It's a warm day in New York, too. We've got Guy from Oklahoma City. Wonderful. And Lloyd says it's 90 degrees in Oklahoma. Oh my goodness, that's too fast. That's too soon. I need an 80-degree day. And road trips are the best, Samuel. I can't wait to do another one. We've got Jerry from LA. Welcome, Jerry. And then, yeah, Fox is calling out Indiana, LOL. Antonia from, what is this? Blackstock, South Carolina. Well, welcome. We've got Jessica from New York. All right, a New Yorker. We've got a White Horse. Thank you. I thought it said White House. Yep, yes. Bob Dylan wrote there. Yes, yes, yes. I was like, White House, wrong city. Okay. If you happen to come in at this point and you want to say your name and where you're zooming in from, you can, and I'll say it. But if not, I'll get started. My name is Sean. I'm an actor in New York City. We got Jeff from Wyoming. Welcome, Jeff. And I'm going to talk today about auditioning for commercials. Commercials specifically. Commercials are very different than theater or TV or film or musicals or opera or ballet. Poor Timothy Chalamet. Joey from South Carolina, welcome. So, we're going to talk about that. So, what are commercials? I think most of us know, but commercials are advertisements that are hoping to sell their product, whatever that product may be. It could be a physical product, it could be a type of thing that is a service. So there could be a bank that you're not, there's so many different things that we're advertising in this world. It used to always be in the past, it was always very physical things. But if you think about it now, it's like they have so many advertisements now for like AI for the workplace. That is a service. So, and yes, yes, it's like a lot of commercials. And we've got Wayne from Joliet, Illinois, a Chicago suburb. Welcome, Wayne. So what I want to talk about is how to, once you get the audition, and I'll explain to you a little bit about getting an audition. Once you get the audition, and you're going to receive something called copy, commercial copy, and you may get a treatment, which is really just a storyboard and kind of showing you all of the parts of it. That's not just the words. It's kind of the vibe. It's all the things that you need to know about what they want for the commercial, for the advertisement. And then you will audition for it either in person or um, uh, do a self-tape. Everyone does self-tapes now because they make it easier for them to see more people. That's great. And then sometimes they do callbacks as well. Callback is a second audition. You can have more than one callback, but usually just one is involved if they're going to have them. And those are usually in person Zoom or whatever they use, Google Meet or whatever. So video teleconferencing. So then once you do that, you can be cast and then you work and then you get paid and then you're on TV and it's great. So to start off, when you want to audition for commercials, you need to find castings. There are some castings through 99. I don't work for 99. I work actually for a photo studio. We've worked with a lot of 99 clients in the past, but I am an actor and I don't know specifically how you do that through 99. I know that there are castings there. But you can also find castings through other websites. A casting is really just something that a casting director or a producer puts out a casting call, really. It is usually just a very simple little blurb about what they're looking for, the name of the product. If they put a product, sometimes it's you can't put the product out. It's just kind of like it's an insurance commercial. And they'll put out all the different roles they want. It's a breakdown. A breakdown, it breaks down the script and the roles and what they need. So they're saying, this is what we need. You look through all that stuff. Sometimes it's very specific. They need a certain age. I know a lot. We at the photo studio, we've done really great work with some women and men who are in their 70s, and they're going to get cast for roles in their 70s. And I should not be cast as that. So I wouldn't audition. I wouldn't submit myself to audition for that. That's a very simple thing. I'm also not going to submit for a 12-year-old or a 20-year-old even because I cannot pull that off either. So when you are looking at auditions or castings, and the casting says it's in your age range, it kind of fits your personality. That's another thing. Don't just try to audition for everything. You want to audition, yes, for as many things as you can, but you want to audition for things that you're right for. It just makes sense. Don't waste anyone's time. Don't waste your time. Don't waste anyone's time. But really, it's mostly just about trying to fit in the age. If it says no age, it's just adults, then audition. And if it doesn't say a gender, then just audition. If it doesn't say like specifically they need like Hispanic family, then audition. Because they do commercials, they don't know really what they want until people start doing it. And also, even if they say specifically, we need a white man that is 55 years old, they'll do that and then they won't get what they want and they'll put out another casting and it'll be for a wider net because they realize that's not what they wanted. So commercials are fast in the sense that commercials are only 15, 30, or like 45 seconds, like 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, or a minute, usually. There's usually never a 2-minute commercial. Those have been done in the past, but they're very expensive and they cost a lot of money to make. So it's kind of the crazy thing about it. Mostly commercials happen on network television. They happen on cable TV. But now more and more, they're happening on streaming and on the things that are the free TV. I forget the term for it, but it's like online TV. There's tons of them. Roku has their own channels. There's Tubi. There's Pluto, and Google has TV, all of them. All of them have them. They're great because they have commercials. Commercials aren't going anywhere, people, because people love free TV. Thank you, OTT. Thank you very much, Jeff. Could not remember. They're called FAST. Free, um, mm, free. I know someone, I saw someone talk about it before, FAST. Um, something, something, something television. Uh, free ad-supported television. There we go. And so those are those streaming services that you get for free. So there's commercials there. So now I'm going to tell you there's a difference. There's a difference between one, local commercials. Local commercials are for a specific city sometimes, or maybe a small region like a just a small little area, maybe even a state. Those are going to be local and those are going to be probably cheaper because they don't have a lot of, but they're fun to do. You get to do them. You get to like get your, just take a bite out of the experience of it. And they're a lot of fun. And then there's regional. Like last year I did a regional commercial because it was a lottery that only will air in Maryland, DC, Virginia. It was for Maryland Lottery. So that's regional. Like New York Lottery is just regional because it's just New York. There'll be other commercials. Like there's no reason to have a commercial that airs in New York City for like certain restaurants that aren't here. And there's like, I forget, there's like a pretty famous like Southern department store that I think my mother-in-law, we buy her gift cards for. She lives in South Carolina, and I can't remember the name of it, but I've never seen an advertisement for it because we don't have them here. So that's regional, okay? Also, any grocery store, usually those are regional. You don't have a grocery chain that's all across the country. It goes pretty far, but not national. So then there's regional commercials. Those pay pretty well. I just did one. I'm very happy with that. And then you have national commercials. And national commercials pay the best because they are hitting everybody. So think about the biggest companies do national commercials. So you're thinking about food, so any soft drinks, any snacks, desserts, any cleaning products or household products, any clothing, and then cars and cruises and there's just so many things that we all do on a day-to-day basis. If it's something that's sold everywhere in the country, it would be in a national commercial. Now that's the scale. And then there's something between union and non-union. And I'm sure you deal with this in Canada as well. Okay? There's the Screen Actors Union, and that is in the US, it's SAG, Screen Actors Guild, AFTRA. So SAG AFTRA. AFTRA was more for a lot of the radio and news and a lot of the television, but they're together, and so the contracts are all to kind of to help out. When you do a SAG-AFTRA commercial in the U.S. or a union commercial in Canada or anywhere else in the world, you were paid very well for a commercial, a national commercial, because they figured out that contract. Okay, like it's good. It runs for a certain amount of time, and after that certain amount of time, they can buy it back. They can buy it, and then you keep airing it, and then you get paid again. Or you can do a non-union commercial. And a non-union commercial is great. I did a lot of them when I started out because I wasn't in the union yet, and I just was doing my thing. And those auditions can be national, but they're not as big budget. They're not trying to do as much. They're honestly for products that aren't as sometimes as big. Um, and so you get your experience, you get paid, but it's not the same kind of pay set. So you just have to like figure out what works for you. Once you do so many commercials that are union, you have to join the union. Same with TV film. You do three, you get paid. You do your fourth, you have to join. You're a must join. So I recommend not joining the union until you have to, because then you could do both union, non-union, and then once you have to, and you've been paid a lot up until then you join. Just so that you know the casting directors, you know everyone. Okay, now I'm going to tell you real quick how much is yearly. I don't know what you said. Um, uh, I don't know what that means. Oh, Denise, welcome. Happy spring. Oh, union cost. You for unions in the US, you pay a fee right off. It's a couple $1,000 to join. That's why I'm saying don't do it until you made some money. And then every year you pay your dues based on how much money you make. So I think my dues, even when I've been making good money, my dues are like 400 for the year. It's really not that big a deal. You pay twice a year. Um, Union costs. Okay, cool. Uh, Greetings, Bob. Welcome, welcome. We got another from Canada. Uh, so, uh, sorry, there's a lot going on. I'm going to be getting to the audition part, but I want to just kind of explain everything first because I think sometimes people don't know these things and I just want you to know. When you're dealing with a commercial, you are dealing with you are dealing with the people that you will meet first are casting directors. They're the ones that are hired by who the production to put out this casting and then cast the actors for the commercial. So they don't make all the final decisions, but they help figure out who's best to be able to put them in front of the production. And the production usually includes producers. Those are the ones who get everyone involved and make sure everything's running the way it goes. Directors, the people who are going to physically direct you and talk to you and, tell you what to do. And then sometimes the advertising company, there's it's like an ad firm. Those people who help create the commercial, the brand, and then they work with the production to create this commercial. And then sometimes you even are what it's usually a callback, but sometimes you even are dealing with the people who are the product. You're going to be dealing when you do commercials, you'll be dealing also sometimes in person with people from the company that are making this commercial for their product to sell. So there's many different people that are involved. First off, you're just going to be dealing with the casting director. Casting directors are great. They're wonderful. They love actors. A lot of them used to be actors themselves. They are wonderful, wonderful people. Be nice to them. Be nice to their assistants. Be nice to their associates. Usually it goes casting director. They are in charge of making sure everything goes the way they want it to. And then there's a casting associate. They will oftentimes run the session, the casting session, whether it's looking through all of your movies, your self tapes, or they'll do it in person. And then there's a casting assistant who is there to just make sure all of everything, the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. So there's many different people involved. Be nice to all of them. Because first of all, you should just be nice to everyone. And unless someone gives you a really hard time, then it'd be a little tough. But really, casting directors are great. Don't throw any of your problems on them because they got way more problems than most of us have. They're wonderful. You usually will meet them before you meet anyone else. Once you get a call back and then you move forward into the next phase, you probably will meet the director. You'll probably meet some of the producers. You may meet the advertising people. And then when you're booked, you will be hanging out with the director. You won't see the casting anymore because they're done, but you'll be hanging out with the director, the producer, the ad firm, and also often the client. So that's how it goes. I would say with commercials, the reason I put this blue background up is because oftentimes when I'm auditioning for TV and film, I'll have a very simple gray background for my auditions. But with commercials, I think they're a little bit more fun, unless it's something very serious, like a pharmaceutical where you have to say a lot of really scary words and it's very serious. Then maybe do gray, but blue is a good color for everyone because it's you're not going to be the same color as the background. And it just makes your skin pop. Okay. So it makes your skin look very warm, even if you're pale. So don't use green screen. Green screen is to be, someone just asked, what about thoughts on green screen? Don't use it. Use blue and use gray, use white, use anything but green. Green screen is meant for specifically creating a background or a set that you are not in. Don't ever do that. First of all, just have a plain background. And when people see green screen, even if, yes, we use blue screen for background, this is just a nice color. It's like a bright green. It's too much. Don't use it. They don't like it. So casting directors, because people look at it, they're like, why are they doing green screen? Don't do green screen. Um, that's just my opinion. So I'm going to show you what I have gotten from auditions or castings. Oh, the places that you can look up uh, are let me type them out just so you can see them. Uh, I'll do a little whiteboard, a new whiteboard. So I'm just gonna type out the names of it so you can see it. All right, so casting, sorry. I'm like really bad at typing right now. Casting networks is one. Actors access is another. And backstage is yet another. Those you can look them up. If it's not big enough, I'll make it bigger so you can see it. And wait, let me just there we go. So yeah, look at that. Those are the names of three different sites. Um, uh, yeah. I'm typing with white. No, I'm typing with black. I don't know why it's not showing you, but that's the it should be the color. Um, oh, you can see it now. Great. So that is that is what it is. Those are places you can look up castings. Okay. So I'm leaving that there. Take a screenshot of if you want it right now because I want to continue. Okay. Great. I can always come back to this. Close whiteboard. Okay. So those are just places you can look for castings. All right. Say the 99 has castings. Just look for castings. I'm going to show you a few different things. So first of all, when you get an audition, you're not just saying a monologue. You're going to be given something to say or do that has to do with the actual commercial. Okay. So usually, they will send you um, something called copy, COPY. The casting sites, I think you can create for free, but for any of the sites, those are all professional sites that you are used by TV, film, commercial professionals that are union, that are like, trying to make a lot of money because a union job makes a lot of money. And it's very professional, of course. It's like, but those all charge you to do a submission. So it's up to you. I'm just saying, these are places to look. I don't know the free ones. I don't know if the free ones are good. I recommend looking around your region. See, type in wherever you live. I don't know where you live. Let's say if you live in New Mexico, type in New Mexico commercial auditions. Google. Just look it up. Try to find it. Okay? Wherever you live, the region you're in, try to find the local ones first and then move from there. But you got to start somewhere. Okay? Even if you don't use it, you can at least get used to creating a profile so that they can search for you if they need someone specific. So when you get commercial copy, copy is the name. It's not a script, it's a copy. TV and film is called sides, but this is called copy. And I'm going to show you what some of them look like sometimes. So let me just see. Let's do the spectrum one. Okay. I'm going to share this now, so hopefully you'll all be able to see it. Allow. Okay. So this was for a Spectrum business. For people who don't know what Spectrum is, because it is regional, it is a cable company. They also do phone, I think. It's like phone, TV, internet. So this one says spokesman audition copy. And the name of the commercial is, quote, this. Okay. So someone is holding a coaxial cable. Um, This is the cable that runs your business. It carries your phone calls, your internet connection, and your TV. And then it looks like they're a magician, sleight of hand, and cable turns into handcuffs. This is what is holding you hostage in a contract if you don't have Spectrum Business Services. At Spectrum, we never have contracts, so we have to earn your business every day. Handcuffs then turn into a bundle of dollars. And this is what you'll have more of when you switch to Spectrum. Nice trick, right? Okay. So that is very simple, a very simple audition. You would just have to learn the lines and then do a fun thing where you're pretending to do magic, whatever that is for you. I'm going to go over it a little bit about choices. I'm going to give you some just like basic things to say out loud by yourself. But again, this is a spokesman speaking for Spectrum Business. You could play it many different ways. We'll go into a little bit later about ways that you can play things, but right now I would just say you could play the very like buttoned up, very like professional, being like this is the cable that runs your business, like very much a spokesman. And then you're doing magic, which is kind of a surprise. Or you could just be a magician. This is the cable that runs your business. It carries your phone calls, your internet connection, and your TV. This, you could make it fun. You could do whatever you want. I don't remember this commercial. I just remember having it. So there's so many, it's from 2017. So it's 10 years ago. I don't even remember. But it is a fun, silly commercial. Usually they're funny. Usually they're a good time. You should try to be as, if it's a fun commercial, which most commercials are, have a little bit of upbeat energy, a little bit of fun, or be a little, if it's, some commercials are like being grumpy, be extra grumpy, you know? So what is the best app to use potential book commercials like the examples? That's Julie, like I don't know if you saw it earlier, if you were here, but I said casting networks. Casting networks is the most commercials. That's where most of the commercials are, casting networks. And then Actors Access has some, and Backstage has some. Actors Access has more TV film, Backstage has more plays. So you just have to figure it out. Uh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why this question is coming up. They're asking me for a true or false, and I don't. I'm just trying to teach you. Um, Yeah, I just know wherever there's big cities, there's going to be more auditions. Right now in Atlanta is like most of the TV and film. There's also a lot in Chicago. There's a lot in Ontario, Montreal, and Vancouver if you're dealing with Canada. There's also a lot in New Jersey, which is part of the New York region. So I think I said New Mexico. I know that there's a lot that goes on in like what is it? It's like no, I'm trying to remember. So not LA, not San Francisco, but the next one. Um Someone missed the app question. I'm not sure. I told people earlier about where you can find castings. And so I said them again. I'll put it up in a little bit. There's three different sites I gave you, so that was all. That was all. So I'm just showing you that just to show you that that's where they are. Okay, Sacramento. Thank you. There's some in Sacramento and there's some in trying to remember. Portland has a lot of TV and film and commercials. Pretty much anywhere there's like some kind of a city, there'll be something. Okay. Everyone wants to, all these cities want to make money from the TV, film, and commercial business. So they're, oh, Texas, you know. Um, Samuel, I don't know. I don't work for 99. So I'm just trying to help you out. Okay. So any questions you have about support from 99, you have to talk to 99. Um, yeah, I'm just trying to give you some information. Hopefully you'll learn and hopefully you'll move forward and have a good time and try to be successful. I'm going to show you, yeah, Stephanie, I put those up. Yep. Those are casting networks, Actors Access, and Backstage. I put them all up earlier so you could read them and take a screenshot. So if you weren't here then, just know you can rewatch this and they are all there. And thank you for typing it again, Joseph, because they were all there earlier. Let me just see. Okay, so this one, sorry, I got a lot that I got to get into, and I'm just trying to get to everything today. Let me just see. All right. Okay, sometimes you get something like this from, a company that will have, let me just make this a little bit smaller here so everyone can maybe see it. So this is from Delta. Delta, again, from 2017. Welcome. If you just came, that's okay, but welcome. We started at 6. So this is a storyboard. So this one is chocolate syrup. So it says open on super that reads travel victories, and a couple of guys are talking in an elevator. They look like travelers. One of them says, "So you got miles for the flight, right?" The ride in the room, and number two says, "Yep." And then it opens, and as they step out, and Trey Turner appears and covers them in chocolate syrup. And Turner says, "Nice triple." Traveling is always a win with Delta. Ah, Trey Turner. After the syrup is done, the men stand there confused. Suddenly, the presidents race by. Keep your head down, Lincoln. Head down, just like we practice. So that's a very specific, these are very specific commercials. But they're showing you all of what they would look like. So I'm just saying, this is like the vibe. Okay? So travel victories. This one has Noah Syndergaard. So uh, they're just all of these different commercials. And then Didi Gregorius, you know. So there's tons of commercials that were auditions that had all these different things. So you would get that, and first of all, you would look at all the different pictures, and you don't have to do exactly what they're saying, but it's giving you a feeling. That's the advertising company giving you a script with the pictures, just to give you an idea. But you don't have to follow it. You can actually just do whatever you want, but you should try to give them what they want for the commercial because they're like, well, we're gonna have it set in, an elevator. They're not going to change that, but it's your delivery can be whatever you want. Your attitude, your mood. We'll go through that in a little bit. I'm going to show you a few more things, and then let me see, Verizon. Okay, this is another good one, and then I'll just show you an example of basic lines that I can help you figure out. So, why can't you be as cool as Verizon? So this is a script. It says car, 30 seconds. So you know how long it's going to be. This is the copy. Open on Peter pulling up in a beat up, inexpensive car. I think people maybe have seen these recently, like mostly recently they had one for like a spin bike. Some guy brought in an old 70s like bike machine to try to trade it in for like a new Peloton. And he was like, no, you can't do that. He's like, Verizon would do it. Uh, Good luck. All right. Good luck, Joey. Thank you for being here. And I appreciate you being here. I know people have to leave. That's okay. So we see he's pulled up to a luxury car dealership. We catch a look from the salesman dressed to match the level of luxury, perhaps in a crisp Italian suit or fancy tie, or a Brooks Brothers button down and slacks. They clock Peter immediately. The salesman greets Peter as he strides through the door like he owns the joint. Peter wastes no time, launches right into his pitch, treating it like he's offering the salesman a deal. Peter hands something to the salesman. Hi, I'd like to give you my bill from the dealership where I got my curtain car. And in return, I'd like you to beat it with a deal on one of these fine cars. Peter motions to the expensive luxury cars in the showroom. Salesman, that's not how this works. Actually, it is. I thought Verizon with their best network would be more expensive, but I just bought my T-Mobile bill to them and they gave me a better deal. I'll have the red one. And the salesman says, yeah, we're not doing that. Awkward. Chuck stares down the salesman as if trying to break them. It's not going to work. Peter, lame. Guess you're not as cool as Verizon. So they've done a bunch of these recently, and I just gave you a couple of examples, but honestly, they kind of tell you everything they're looking for. How you do it, how you behave, your energy, your delivery, all of that is going to be on you. But they kind of give you everything that you need here. Um, so let me show you now what just a few different examples of they're old commercials from years and years ago. Okay. So these are just some things to look at. So hopefully people can see them. This is just for, adults so that these aren't for kids. So there's just a Bounty, there's City Gold, like Citibank, and then there's Elmer's Glue. Okay. So you can say these out loud. I'm not there. I'm not going to hear you. I think it's best. I think it's good for you to look at these and maybe try to say them out loud. I can even make this a little bit bigger so you can see them maybe a little easier. Okay. So what I would say is pick an attitude, a feeling, way that you want to be for commercials. I mean, commercials are fast. You get this audition and you have to do it in a couple days and then you shoot next week. So you just got to pick something. So I think it's good to have something that where you're just like, this is something that I was taught. But you think of the word cusp, CUSP. You could be caring. You could be, compassionate and caring. You could be upbeat. That's a little bit more like happy and fun. You could be sarcastic, which means you're a little bit more sarcastic, a little Debbie Downer, a little bit negative. You could be professional. You could be, very much salesperson or someone who just is by the book. Okay? Those are four very different ways of doing it. And then you could also think of who am I talking to? Okay. You just have to think about who you're talking to in this. You got to talk to someone. So let's just pick for the very first one. I'll just say it first with nothing. Bounty Fun Prints are the most colorful paper towels ever, and they have the same absorbency and durability as regular Bounty. They pick up your spills and your spirits. Bounty Fun Prints, the quilted quicker pick you upper. Okay, let's just say for fun, let's do one that's upbeat. This one seems like an upbeat one. And let's say you're talking to a classroom full of students, okay? Young students, maybe first grade. So I'm upbeat and I'm talking to a classroom full of first. I'm just picking that. Bounty Fun Prints are the most colorful paper towels ever. And they have the same absorbency and durability as regular Bounty. They pick up your spills and your spirits. Bounty Fun Prints, the quilted quicker pick you upper. I would not do that for an audition. I think it's kind of silly. Let's pick sarcastic. And let's say you're talking to your mom. Okay? I'm talking to my mom sarcastic. Bounty Fun Prints are the most colorful paper towels ever. And they have the same absorbency and durability as regular Bounty. I mean, they pick up your spills and your spirits. Bounty Fun Prints, the quilted quicker pick you upper. That's just an example. I don't know, maybe you would go with caring for this because you care about someone. Let's say you care about your friend and they're spilled something. So you just say, "Ugh, Bounty Fun Prints are the most colorful paper towels ever, and they have the same absorbency and durability as regular Bounty. They pick up your spills and your spirits. Bounty Fun Prints, quilted quicker pick you upper. Okay, so that's just an example. Everyone should try to do this on their own. Look at this, turn me off, whatever. So now let me do this one. This one's business, so let's be business. I'd like to talk to you about the convenience and flexibility that you enjoy with your City Gold account. For openers, your City Gold executive is always there for you, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And when the need arises, overseas banking can be handled easily and accurately with Citibank's World Wallet service. I'm just going to say I'll do this one in a professional tone, but who am I talking to? I am talking to a client of mine. Let's say I work and they pay me. It's a client that I do work for. I'd like to talk to you about the convenience and flexibility that you enjoy with your Citi Gold account. For openers, your Citi Gold executive is always there for you. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And when the need arises, overseas banking can be handled easily and accurately with Citibank's World Wallet service. So again, very simple, very straightforward. You could do this one a little bit upbeat too. Like let's say you're talking to your grandma, and you're like, Grandma, I think you should get this. I really want to talk to you about the convenience and flexibility that you enjoy with your Citigold account. For openers, your Citigold executive is always there for you. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And when the need arises, overseas banking can be handled easily and accurately with Citibank's World Wallet service. So that's just an example, two different ways, two different people you're talking to. So Also, sarcastic could be serious, like just like very like, I'm a doctor. I'm serious. So this one's for Elmer's. You're about to see a test of strength. We're gluing these beams together with Elmer's glue all. No nails, no bolts. Will Elmer's hold? Look, the glue held. That's strong enough for almost any household job you'll ever do. Elmer's glue all, America's favorite glue. I'm gonna say, let's just do this one kind of sarcastic and a little bit like jerky, like a little bit serious, like you're very, very, very much in charge. And let's say you're saying it to people you don't think are very good at their jobs. You're about to see a test of strength. We're gluing these beams together with Elmer's glue all. No nails, no bolts. Will Elmer's hold? Look, the glue held. That's strong enough for almost any household job you'll ever do. Elmer's glue all, America's favorite glue. I don't know if that'll work, but that's just it doesn't matter. You just have to do the audition. You have to make an opinion, like make a choice, and then do it and have fun with it. So those are just examples. Those are things to think about. Um, when you are doing, this is not I do a workshop, a webinar. Oh, it's okay that you have to leave, Emertine. I'm glad you're having a good time. It's okay. Go. I'm just gonna be answering questions at the end. Um, yeah, if anyone has to leave, it's okay. Go. I'm not writing down your attendance. You're good. So when you are, I do a webinar. I do a webinar on self-tape audition, specifically how to the light and how to do it and how to get it all together and kind of make sure that you have all the material and all the things to be able to do it. That's not this. I've already spent too much time today talking about just specifically commercial auditions. But something I will tell you is I think you should stand up for the most part. I'm sitting down right now, and you can tell I'm sitting down. It's an energy to sitting down. So I would say stand up for your auditions. Make sure that you can always walk in if you want to and walk out as long as you stay in the same place for all the talking. And try to do all the physicality that they say. Like if the commercial has them like doing stuff, do it. You don't have to buy the product. You just have to pretend. Sometimes you use something that looks like it, you know? But like earlier I said, this cable turns into this. Just have fun, stupid things around. They would do that if you did it in person. They never actually have the product. They have stupid little things. Um, oh, Ashley, you're very welcome. I'm glad that you thought it was great and informational and educational. That is my job. I'm trying to teach you. Lindsay, it's okay that you missed the beginning of it. You just have to find out from 99. Maybe someone else can help answer this. I'm not a 99 member, so I don't know how to watch the old videos, but I know you can. It's being recorded right now. So, this is being recorded so that they have it up. I just know you could reach out, maybe Justin. Best way to memorize? I just say it over and over again. That's kind of just how you do it. Also, it's good to memorize it, like thinking about what does this character, why are they saying this? That'll help you understand a little bit about what's going on. Like I said, like if you're helping your grandmother with her checking account, that is a very specific thing, and that may help you memorize it. I'm doing this to help someone. Like, what do I want? You know? Like, so if you think about it with intention, um, yeah, email Justin, Justin at 99.com. He's the one that has, um, just email him, just say, request the taping from today with Shawn. Thank you, Stephanie. So that's how I memorize. I say it over and over again till it's easy in my mind, and then I add in how I'm going to talk to someone about it, and it makes it so much easier to memorize. Um, Oh, look at this. Shrin just said you can view the workshop calendar back through January 2026. Old recordings are available on the date link for the workshop. Awesome. Thanks. I didn't know that. Um, this my webinar info. I don't know what you mean by webinar info. This is a webinar I'm doing. My name is Shawn McLaughlin. Other than that, oh, so thank you for thinking that my sound quality is good. I'm just using the computer's mic. It is um this is just the new, I guess it's a newer computer, so it sounds good. I do use a mic. The one that I use is, what is it called? Let me see. Is uh I have a couple different ones. Where is it? One of them is a Neewer, Neewer. That goes into a camera that is like a Canon, like it's not a phone. Okay. And then the one I use for my phone is called Rode, Rode, and that one plugs into a phone, but you have to get an adapter so it goes into whatever phone you have, whether that's iPhone or Samsung, whatever. But yeah, Rode is the one for phones. And then I use Neewer, Neewer and I bet you Neewer makes one for phones too. And they're cheaper. They're good quality and I like them. The workshops are always on Easter time, I guess. I am not in charge of that. Uh, oh, sorry. The self-tape, I don't know when I'm doing it. Let's see. Next week, I will be teaching another class, and that one is on self tapes. So, next Friday at 6 Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern, next Friday, the 27th, I'll be doing a self tape 101, and you'll get to learn all about it. Um, Is it a good idea to maybe change the script a bit when bringing personality? You can change things up a little bit. You can improvise, memorize it, and do it the way it's written once, get it in, done, and then do one where you change it up and call that take two. Okay? So if they want to see how you improvise and have fun with it, they get to see that. You can always do two takes. That's fine. If there is dialogue, you don't have a live reader. Do you suggest we just video auditions using our phones? If you don't have a live reader, I recommend getting a friend, even if they're around the world, on Zoom or on video chat, and just hearing their voice, because all you're recording is their voice. But it's good to have someone live because it's real and it's different than if you record it yourself. Don't record it yourself, the other person's lines, because then you can't react to it. I think it's always best to have a live person, even if they're on the phone. You could just have them, the voice on the phone. You're talking to them, and when you talk to someone on the phone, you behave differently than if you are reacting to something that you recorded. So don't record your own voice for them. Get someone on the phone or on Zoom or on FaceTime. Um, you can use your phones. Phones are great. Look at how good this computer video is of me. This is self-tape quality. And someone said the sound was good, so I guess that's good. And Cheryl, you're welcome. I didn't really understand what you meant. My first commercial was this random thing it was supposed to be, it was back in like 2014 or 2015 or something. So it was a long time ago. And they were trying to like be like viral videos. It was for a car company, but it was non-union and it was in Times Square overnight in winter. And we just had to pretend that we were seeing these famous people. But then we thought we saw them and were running up as if we had the camera following them up the TKTS steps. But then we see the commercial for whatever company, car company it was. It was wild. It was a crazy night and did not get paid enough for how cold it was and the fact that it was overnight. But then I got to do other fun things. I did a bunch of commercials for Adobe where I got to have a recurring character, which was really fun. I did a commercial for Noggin. I did a commercial for MediaCom, which is a Midwestern and further west coast cable company. I did a lot of other random things. And then the most recent one I did was for Maryland Lottery, which was really fun. I had a good time. So, any other questions? If you don't have any other questions, that's okay. You can go enjoy your Friday afternoon slash evening, depending on where you live in this country or Canada. But I appreciate everyone listening. I know I talked about a lot. That was like a lot to sit here and listen to me talk about, and I don't always have all the answers, and I don't always say what you want to hear, but I appreciate you being here for me. I'm going to try to be nice to all of you. I hope I'm nice. Sometimes I get questions, I'm like, what? Julie, you're very welcome. Good to see you again. Fox and oh, you're very welcome. Yes, of course. Uh, yes, of course, Randall. I love helping and taking time out. Come on, this is great. And I want everyone to grow. That's including myself. Um, but it's already used. Doo-doo-doo. You this may have this I'll come back to this, Amy, this question. It says when you become part of the union SAG, you can't use a bar. That's already used. Did you mean name? Can't use a bar? I don't know about a bar. You can't use a name that's already used. I had to add my middle name because Shawn McLaughlin was already taken. If that's what you meant, then yes, you have to pick another name. Joseph's iPhone, you're very welcome. I'm glad you thought it was good information. Um, it's the first day without rain in 2 weeks. All right, Nicole. Michelle, thank you. You're very welcome. And glad you like my personality. I'm glad someone does. Lloyd, you're very welcome. Stephanie, you're very welcome. I'm glad you made it. Cheryl, you're welcome. Everyone have a great weekend. Yeah. Randall, thank you for thinking my energy is amazing. And I'm gonna keep doing my thing. You should do the same. Uh, oh, Chris, thank you. That's very sweet. You're very welcome. Khalil, thank you. That's very sweet. You're welcome. Bob, you have a great weekend as well. It's good to hear from you. Good to see you too, or to hear from you, Julie. You have a great evening as well, and I appreciate you coming. Of course, you're very welcome. And Tez, you're so welcome. I appreciate you coming. Dwayne, thank you for thinking it was fun, good energy, and informative. Uh, yes, acting is collaboration. That is true. Um, oh, you're very welcome, Rob, and thank you. And Butch, you're very welcome. You have a great weekend as well. And Amy, yes, the name. You do have to do that. Guy, you're very welcome. Um, the next self-tape class is next weekend. I can't send you the info. Go to 99. It's next Saturday, or it's next Friday, the 27th. Friday the 27th, self-tape 101. Friday the 27th, self-tape 101. You're welcome. 90 degrees. Oh, my goodness, get in that pool. You have a great weekend too, Ashley. And I will stay productive. You have a good weekend. Denise, you're great. Thank you for loving my workshop energy. Yes, if you didn't see the cruise video, ha. Oh, you're going on a cruise. Ah, you're going to be flying out west again. That's exciting. Yeah, if anyone's gone on cruises, they'll understand my video I put out recently. It was just a little frustrating. Thank you for loving my voice. That's very sweet. Shrin, you're very welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed the class. I'm glad you enjoy the next one too, and I'll have more in April. I have done other work. I've done TV and film and print. Joseph says, have an awesome weekend, everyone. Dylan, I'm glad it was your first time. Welcome. I hope I didn't scare you away. Happy spring from Nicole. Happy spring to you. You do dress the part for the audition. Good question. Just lean into it. Like this outfit is just kind of like everyday kind of dad. It's leaning into a little bit more blue collar. If I was auditioning for a lawyer or a businessman, I'd wear a suit. I wore a suit yesterday for an audition for a TV show because I was playing a reporter, a newscaster. So wear an outfit that kind of fits, but you don't have to wear a costume, okay? You're welcome, iPhone. 34 degrees in North Carolina. That's not right. That's not right. It needs to be warmer. I don't get commercials. Have had to get people for? I don't get commercials. I don't get anyone. How many commercials have you personally had to get people for? I don't cast commercials, so I don't have to get anyone for commercials. But maybe someday. All right, everyone, I'm gonna go. Toodaloo. It's 7 o'clock. All right. Bye.